What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Burgundy Bets. We got week 2 football, which means only one thing. Let's get ready to cap some football games. Okay, before we get into the 1 o'clock games, FanDuel does have a new 3-point teaser. That's pretty cool. As you can see right here with the legs that I have, the Chiefs, Bills, and 49ers, we're going through key numbers, taking those from 3-point games or 3.5 games down to money line games. And then the Patriots and Broncos, 6-point, 5.5-point games, we're taking those down to under field goal games. Pretty cool tool here. I like it a lot. I know what a lot of you guys are going to say. Hey, when you're using a teaser, you're only teasing yourself. Well, guess what? A Harvard study came out that said, little tease does the body good. Okay, let's start off these 1 o'clock games. Before we do, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We go through everything football here. New Orleans Saints at Carolina Panthers. 61% of the public tickets are on the Saints, and 64% of the money is on Carolina. Now, I was completely going to stay off this game until I saw that most of the money was on Carolina. Listen, guys, those big-ass chandeliers that you see in these casinos, they're not there on donations. It's from this. Fade the public, follow the money, give me the Panthers, not to win the game, but to cover the spread, Carolina plus 3.5. Okay, next up we have the Houston Texans traveling to Cleveland to play the Brownies. 52% of the tickets are on the Texans, and 67% of the money is on Houston. This surprised me a little bit. I thought we'd see more people backing the Browns, but this is a really big number, 12.5, and it's already at 13 on some books like PointsBet and FanDuel. Both of these teams are 6-4 against the spread in their last 10 games. I don't like the spread here. What I do like is Cleveland first half. Cleveland first half you can get right now. It's minus 6.5. Takes us. We don't have to worry about a backdoor cover. Give me Cleveland minus the 6.5 first half. Okay, next up we have the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Chicago to play the Bears. 61% of the tickets and 68% of the cash are on the Bengals. Bengals are 5-5 against the spread in their last 10, while Chicago is 3-7 against the spread in their last 10. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about how the Bears should not be home dogs to the Cincinnati this week and how they did not play that bad to the Rams. Guys, Chicago was down by 2 or more scores the entire first half and 3 or more scores the entire second half. Now, the Bengals did just play 5 full quarters going to overtime with Minnesota, but it's not like we're in week 7 or 8 of the season. That was week 1. They're still relatively healthy coming into week 2. We did talk about how this line was going to move. It was +3 when we did the opening lines report. It's now down to 2, +2. I thought that would be down a little bit lower. I do have Cincinnati in this game. I did take it at the +3. Should be a close game, probably a field goal game, so we want that +3 points. But I got Cincinnati, full game, +3. And next up, we have the Raiders traveling to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. 56% of the cash, 56% of the tickets on Pittsburgh. Both of these teams are 5-5 against the spread in their last 10 games. Your spread right now is still at that 5.5 right now for Pittsburgh. I did take Pittsburgh -5 earlier in the week. This defense made Josh Allen not look like an MVP contender like he was last season. I just don't know what the Raiders are yet, and I know the known commodity I have in this Pittsburgh defense in Mike Tomlin to have these boys buzzing. I took Pittsburgh -5. I'm still happy with it. At home, Pittsburgh wins this game, 2 field goals, maybe by touchdown. Okay, before we move on from this game, I did want to touch on the Darren Waller receiving props. Everybody's going to be on those this week, okay? The guy was targeted, 9 times in the first 10 minutes of the game last week? Just be careful with that. We don't know who Pittsburgh's going to have on him. Obviously, that's their go-to guy. Is it going to be Minkah Fitzpatrick? Is it going to be a Bush? Somebody else out there on him? We don't know yet. Just be a little careful with those Darren Waller props this week. Okay, next up we have the Buffalo Bills traveling to Miami to play the Dolphins in the AFC East Showdown. 63% of the tickets and 71% of the money is on Buffalo Bills. Both of these teams are 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. You can still get Buffalo -3 out there. A lot of books have it at Buffalo -3.5. I know DraftKings is hanging a -120 on Buffalo -3. Josh Allen slaughters Miami. Okay, he's got 6 career games against them with 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Give me the Bills to cover the 3. Give me the Bills to win. I'm on Buffalo. So we have the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Indianapolis to play the Colts. 73% of the tickets and 86% of the cash on the Rams. Rams are 6-4 against the spread in their last 10 games, and Indianapolis is 5-5. Your line's sitting right around that -3.5. I did grab the Rams earlier in the week at -4. I thought it was going to go higher. Seems like it's going to stay right around that 3.5 mark right now. I see a lot of people spinning the narrative of playoff teams that lost in week 1 come back and win in week 2. While that may be the case, I love this Rams team. I've been on this Rams team since the offseason. I think Matthew Stafford is electric. Give me the Rams. I'll stick with the -4. You can grab your -3.5s right now. It's not really that big of a difference here. It's not a key number. We're already past 3. Give me the Rams. I got them at -4. Okay, next up we have the 49ers traveling to the city of brotherly love to play the Birds. 57% of the tickets and 53% of the cash on the 49ers. 49ers are 3-7 against the spread in the last 10 games, while Philly is 5-5. Spread currently right around 3. I don't really understand this. I know a lot of people are hating on San Francisco for letting Detroit back into the game. The 49ers took out a ton of their starters on defense when they had that huge lead to Detroit. They had to put those guys back into the game in the fourth quarter when Detroit was pushing. Still won that game by 8 points. I like San Francisco here. I think Jalen Hurts is electric. I will be looking at Jalen Hurts rushing props again. I just got to back the Niners here. I mean, even if this is a field goal game, we push. Give me the 49ers -3. Okay, next up we have the Denver Broncos traveling to Duval to play the Jaguars. 69% of the tickets and 74% of the cash on Denver. This line's still at -6 Denver. You can get some -5.5s out there. Both these teams are 5-5 against the spread in their last 10 games, but none of that means anything. Teddy Two Gloves was not on this team. Teddy Bridgewater is 22-3 against the spread on the road in his career. Give me the Broncos. I think they smashed Jacksonville here. I got Broncos first half -3.5. I got Broncos full game -6. Okay, next up we have the New England Patriots traveling to New Jersey to play the New York Jets. 67% of the tickets and 63% of the cash on the Patriots. Patriots are 6-4 against the spread in their last 10 games, while New York is 5-5. Mac Jones had the highest quarterback completion percentage by a rookie in Week 1 ever, while Zach Wilson, in my opinion, showed some flash but struggled for most parts of that game. Bill Belichick is 21-6 against rookie quarterbacks in his career. Give me the Patriots -5.5. Okay, next up we have our trap game of the week. Minnesota Vikings traveling into the desert to play the Cardinals. 72% of the tickets and 67% of the cash on Arizona. Minnesota is 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games, while Arizona is 3-7. This line is still at 3.5. Shot up to 4.5 at one point, came back down to 3.5. However, tickets and majority of the cash are on Arizona. Feels like a trap, but I'm going to fall right into the trap. It just seems like Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray have come together now in year 3. AJ Green looks great out there. Rondale Moore running around. DeAndre Hopkins, good lord, that man. While the Vikings did struggle against Cincinnati. Dalvin Cook couldn't get loose. The offensive line wasn't great. Adam Thielen showed out. It just feels like this is the Arizona team we all thought we were betting on last year. They broke our hearts in many of these games last year. Maybe this is the team we thought we had, and we have them now. Give me Arizona to cover, to win, -3.5. Okay, next up we have the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Tampa Bay to play the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions of the world. 62% of the tickets and 57% of the cash on Tampa Bay. Atlanta is 5-5 against the spread in their last 10 games. Tampa Bay 7-3. This line's still at 12. Was at 12.5. You can probably find that hook at some places. I'm not laying 12 points in this game. I will take the Tampa Bay race to 10. That should be released on FanDuel. If it's not out today, it'll definitely be out tomorrow. Tampa Bay to score the first 10 points. Lock it in. Okay, so the props on this game. Obviously, we're going to be looking at those Calvin Ridley reception props. Kyle Pitts was interesting. We just don't know who's going to be covering him. Is it going to be Jordan Whitehead? Is it going to be a Levante David, a Devin White? I mean, those are all great players, but that's going to keep me off Pitts props. Okay, next up, we have the Tennessee Titans traveling to Seattle to play the Seahawks. 56% of the tickets and 61% of the money on Seattle. Both these teams are 4-6 against the spread in their last 10 games. This line opened up with Seattle -3.5 at home, went to 4.5, 5.5, is now at 6.5. When I saw Tennessee plus 6.5, I was going to take them. This was a playoff team last year. You can't put too much stake into week 1. People overreact. I was going to take Tennessee until I heard about the Russell Wilson news. Russell Wilson's mentor figure did pass away. And right when I heard that, I wasn't touching this game with the Titans. There's 3 things in gambling you do not bet against. You do not bet against a revenge game, you do not bet against a birthday game, and you sure as hell do not bet against a death game. That's going to keep me off a side here. However, 52% of the bets are on the over, and 64% of the cash is on the under. Guys, 52% of the tickets, 64% of the cash. Once again, those fucking chandeliers didn't just appear there. Give me the under. Next up, we have the Dallas Cowboys against the Los Angeles Chargers. Dallas is 6-4 against the spread in their last 10 games, while the Chargers are 5-5, having covered 5 straight games. 64% of the tickets and 55% of the cash is on Dallas. This game should be great. fun to watch. As far as a gambling perspective, I don't know. You could have got the Chargers minus 2.5 at one point in the week if it gets back to that by kickoff. I think that's a good look. As for me, I will be taking the Keenan Allen reception props over. The guy just gets peppered with targets. Any elite route runner. Keenan Allen over reception props. Sunday Night Football. We got the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens. 67% of the tickets and 58% of the cash on the Chiefs. This line, I believe, is still at that minus 3.5. Kansas City on the road. Kansas City is 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. How can a team that is so good be so bad against the spread? These guys just don't cover. 2-8 last 10 games. On the other hand, the Ravens are great against the spread. 7-3 their last 10. Ravens cover, Chiefs don't cover. But the Chiefs will find a way to win this game because they always do. I'm not picking a side here. I'm going to be looking at the Patrick Mahomes rushing props. If that's anywhere around 13, 14 yards, I'm going to be taking the over on that. Last game, Monday Night Football. The Detroit Lions travel to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field to play the Packers. 55% of the tickets on the Lions and 52% of the cash on the Packers. Both these teams are 5-5 against the spread in their last 10 games, with the Packers opening up as minus 12.5 point favorites at home to the Lions. The Packers can't be as bad as they were in week 1, right, guys? I mean, they got doors blown off, dog walk, bent over one-way traffic by the Saints. Meanwhile, the Lions, hey, they fought back, showed a lot of heart. If you grabbed Detroit at kickoff, you were getting plus 8.5. You covered by a half. Motor City Dan Campbell has these boys flying around, plenty of heart, not giving up, gnawing off kneecaps. Maybe this 11 points enough for them to cover. I'm not touching the spread in this game. I will take Devontae Adams touchdown prop, Devontae Adams receiving props over. This team's got to bounce back. He's their best player for Aaron to go to. Give me the Devontae Adams props. Okay, guys, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Doesn't cost you anything. Totally free. One small like goes a long way. I appreciate it. This is Burgundy Bets. We go over everything NFL related, whether that's season-long fantasy, DFS, overs, unders, win totals, spreads. If it's NFL related, if it's money-making related, we're going to talk about it. If that's your type of thing, like I said, go ahead, sub to the channel. Hit me with a like. I hope we all cash our bets this weekend. Best of luck.